Alright guys, hello and welcome to another build guide. Lightning Chakram Bladedancer. This time no marksman build. I've been playing this build for the last week and it turned out to be pretty much my new favorite Monolith farmer and also boss killer character. Like I said, we are using Chakrams that are doing pretty decent numbers, especially once you play together with Sync Strikes and you allow the shadows to also throw the chakrams out. Your boss TPS and in general clear speed is absolutely insane for this build. I saw people complaining on Reddit that there are only two viable builds, only because they're on max roll. So I thought I show you a third one that you will probably have a lot of fun with. So yeah, I actually wanted to do a guide for the new stuff, Bow's Anarchy, but it turned out to be not as good as I expected with the ricochet node. The clear was not that good, to be honest. I was playing shurikens before, and just because Chakrams has such a good mechanic with the return here, and also with more AOE coverage, that's the reason why I pretty much switched to Chakram. And therefore I also added full grade shard, which provides a lot of damage in endgame for the bosses for clear speed. Together also with Lyraka's Claws, there's a really cool synergy within the skill tree that I show you later that will provide you with a lot of DPS on bosses. Maybe we start first, or what I can show you, of course, as well. I already put out the written build guide. All the information is there. I will always update this one, so check by if there's something new after a couple of weeks. If you have questions, just leave them down here, or also down, of course, here on the YouTube video. I added some T4 and Shade boss kills. Like I said, really good boss killer. T4 viable, really strong build for sure. But now I will show you a Monolith gameplay real quick. Corruption 200 or something. Normally like Corruption 300 is where I stop, because this is like a sweet spot that feels comfortable to play, and there's also no reason for me to push even higher. So let's just check this one out real quick, how it feels. And but it just looks amazing. I love the playstyle, I love the visuals. Very strong, as you can see here. Like I said, the Sync Strike combo is the reason why this build is so powerful at the end. You could play it just with Chakrams. As you can see, also there are still some bugs with the area, so sometimes the projectiles will not come out. Also, Sync Strike is sometimes bugged, that you will get like stun locked, which is really uncomfortable to play. I cannot really reproduce this bug, but I hope they will fix this one soon. And yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. Umbral Blades for AoE coverage as well. Sync Strike for the DPS. I got Decoy just as a panic button because we don't need Umbral Blades on the skill bar. And Smoke Bomb is just like the typical defensive setup that I use for bosses, and also, of course, while farming Monolith, to have like those silver shrouds that will basically give like a second life if you get one shot. But now we will go over the mechanics real quick. Maybe before leveling, like I said, Bow's Anarchy, I was leveling with this staff until level 71, until I could equip the full grade shards. If you don't have this, you can just dual wield with two rare daggers, something like crit multi, crit chance, lightning damage, armor shred, shock chance. It's super easy to craft. You will not have any problems with this build while leveling, because shurikens and chakrams are really strong. This one is just really good in the beginning because you get +3 to shurikens, and then you can reach chakrams a bit faster to deal like I said, crazy damage output. But maybe we start with the build mechanics and the gameplay first. So like I said, you can just simply hold right click and shoot your chakrams. It was almost like a 400k, there was a 400k there. Its DPS is just absolutely insane, and once you use shift to bring a shadow out and Sync Strike to bring another 4 out, so 5 in total. You shoot and everything basically dies within seconds. It's so powerful. When you do like boss fights, try to be close to enemies, because then you also get the attack speed bonus. If you do something like arena, it's also really good to do like starter steps like this. The chakrams will follow you and you basically can kite around and kill the enemies behind you. So depends a little bit what you play, what your playstyle is. Always adjust it to your content that you're playing. Really versatile builds, super fun to play, really super strong. For skills, we start with shurikens, of course. So as I said, Chakram is the version that I play. There is actually a stronger boss DPS version if you go with shurikens and deadly aim, because with this one you are able to basically shoot like up to 6 shurikens in a row on top of a boss. So this will provide you with more numbers, or also the stacks will go higher with lightning shred, shock, the bleed chance, the poison chance to bring out the high numbers quicker. Mechanically it's stronger, but therefore also the clear is not as good as with chakrams. For me the numbers are completely fine already. I don't chase those big numbers. I always prefer quality of life over damage, and it's just way more fun to play. So you could play this. I also have like a build variant in my written guide, also with Bastion of Honor, if you just prefer to be a little bit more tanky, because this build is not like that tanky, but dual wielding is just like way more comfortable for me to play. So that's why I stick with chakrams. How I basically level this one up, I went here for the attack speed, get the 4 points into pierce chance to get the chakram, and once you have chakram, this node is the one that basically gives you a lot of damage. At the end, we will have 11 shurikens, I guess. This one, 3 shurikens is the base. If you equip this one, you get another 2. If you add this node, another 2, and with this one you can get up to 4 additional ones, bringing you to 11. And with this node here, your chakrams will do 132 more damage, so that's where the big damage is coming from. And the most broken mechanic or strong mechanic in this build is entry points, because with this node, what it basically says, once you reach 15 stacks with poison or bleed, you will get the hit bonus, the more multiplier. So it's not the 90%, it's basically 180% if you reach 15 poison, 15 bleed. And as you can see here, while bossing, this is up, so yeah, big damage multiplier. Combining it with Sync Strike, really high damage, really high damage. So leveling, attack speed, pierce, chakram here. Then I put the additional shurikens out. Then I go over here to get the 2 points with poison chance. 1 point here for additional shurikens, and then max out this one for the crazy damage buff. I think at this point you already can equip Lirakas, and it will make you easier to reach the 15 poison stacks. Also the crit multi here is insane, so those gloves are best in slot. Also endurance base, amazing gloves for this build. And after that, just make sure to get as much base crit as you can. With this setup, dual wielding full grade shards, I reach 17 base crit, and it's super easy to reach almost 100%. I think effective crit is at 90 between 100%, so you always see the yellow numbers here. So with crit vulnerability, it's super easy to reach while dual wielding. When you play Bastion of Honor and just one full ride, you need to make sure that you put a bit of crit chance on your gear, and then you also reach like 70 or 80%, so also really fine if you prefer the tanky version. Exactly, so that you basically get high crit, also more multiply here, and the rest of the points go into crit multiplier. We will get so much crit multi on this build. You could also play around abusing this node here. It's just a 1 point here, 1 point here, and then you will basically convert the pierce chance into crit multi, so you will get another 100% crit multi, and you will not lose the pierce because Chakram will always pierce. It will add another 6 mana cost, and this is 3, like the base mana cost is 3, so 9 in total. Therefore, I would recommend you to get at least, like I said, minus 9 mana costs. I don't have it yet, otherwise I would probably use it and to get more damage, but like I said, damage is completely fine. So this is like a version that you could also play and put a couple points out here. And the Shuriken variant is, like I said, in the build guide. It's a little bit of a different tree, but also something that you can use. The most important skill is Sync Strike, like I said, because you get all the shadows out really quick. So what I did was 1 point here, 2 points here, 1 point here for 2 additional shadows. The mana cost is really high, so you can basically use it 2 times, and then you need to generate mana back with Chakrams and Sapping Strike, but this one goes really fast, as you can see. After that I maxed this node, I maxed the mana efficiency, I maxed the attack speed, and here's something that I like to play. I saw a lot of people using this node to provide you with bleed chance, and I'm going for Disembowel for the bleed chance and use this node, which is super strong and probably so underrated. You get 1k health back whenever you use Sync Strike, especially when you run out of health potions. This is so helpful for you, really. I prefer this node over this one. Bleed chance is not hard to get. This one is just so strong defensively. So this is how I like to play. Some people go here. I like to go here. Choose whatever you prefer. Shift looks pretty much like almost every other shift tree. I went 2 points here, 3 points here for the mana gain, 3 points here for the movement speed, 1 point here to get another shadow out so that we can reach 5 shadows in total. And then I went here and 1 point here. We play with, where is it, Apostasy, I hope, like I said, I pronounced it correctly. So that we convert all the dodge chance into glancing blows. Sadly, this one is still bugged, so I don't know exactly what my glancing blow actually is, but it should be really high. I will show you all the glancing blow later where I can get it. Like I said, a little bit of additional dodge chance there, or dodge rating that is getting converted to glancing blow. Then 1 point here is enough to get the Shuriken out while you use shift. I'm pretty sure more points will not increase the damage, and you can also of course not throw more chakrams, so 1 point here is enough. And the last 4 points will go into kill threshold, really strong of course for bosses as well, so you bring them down to 16% health, 1 shift and he's dead. Really strong combo. After that I used Umbral Blades. Umbral Blades is insane, is an insane utility skill for this build. I bring out the blade storms, the rotating ones, and also I let the shadows drop the Umbral Blades once they expire. Shadow Dagger, I only put 1 point in here to get the chill chance, so I don't need to craft it on my weapons, and chill chance is of course really strong. Let me see, there you have the chill stacks. It's really strong for bosses so that they have lower attack speed and movement speed. And the rest of the points go into here, so that I have like really strong and big AoE birds there to help me out with clear speed. And the last one, I don't play with Lethal Mirage. Normally people would think, okay, why are you not using Lethal Mirage? It's insane single target. We don't need more single target damage. So I just went for Smoke Bomb because it's just defensively so strong and I like to play it. I started here, 3 points. 3 points this time is important because if you only put 2 points inside, then you will only get 4 shadows, and with 3 points the duration is that long that you can also reach 5 shadows here to get additional damage, of course. 1 point here and then the 4 points here to get the shadow generation. 1 point here, 1 point here, 2 points here for the silver shot, 1 point here for the cleanse, 1 point here to get a little bit more bleed chance and damage over time taken, slow, and glancing blow. That's pretty much the classic shadow smoke bomb setup. That's for the skills. Passives, I started here, 8 points here for the attack speed, 1 point, 1 point, 5 points for the haste. Then I went 4 points into here and 1 point for the dual wielding. After I have 20 points into Rogue, I switched to Bladedancer, put 5 points here for the movement speed. I put 6 points into here for the shadow damage. I started with more points here while leveling. I put those points out because I wanted to max out the other ones. But normally this one you also bring to 8 points. Not only because of the flat throwing damage. By the way, this will not be converted into lightning damage. This will stay physical, but it's good additional damage for Umbral Blades. But the dodge rating, if hit recently, is really strong. We are most of the time in close combat range, so once you get hit, you get a lot of flat dodge, and this will be converted into glancing blow. So the number should be really high up on glancing blow. 8 points here for dex and glancing blow, 8 points here for health, and also chance to get dust shrouds, which also provides more glancing blow. Then 5 points only here to get the throwing attack speed bonus, 1 point here to get a silver shroud stack, 5 points here to get the crit vulnerability. This is completely fine. We don't need marksman to reach more. As you saw before, the crit numbers are up, so this one is completely fine. Then I went for armor shred and for the effect, really strong. 5 points here to get increased shadow damage. Before it was, I think, the one only providing 2%, which was kind of it was bugged back then, but now it actually works and gives you 100%. And frailty, also really cool on Bladedancer. That's why you don't need it on gear. So slow, chill, frailty is not something that you need to go for on gear, which comes pretty handy, of course. And after that, I didn't went here first, so I switched back to Rogue and put all the 8 points in here to get additional crit chance. Then I switched back and got the crit multi, so that I have higher crit chance, and this will basically be up the whole time. And this is pretty much the Bladedancer tree after that, or in between that. Sorry, I forgot this, but I mentioned it in my written guide. 3 points here and 5 points here for the bleed stacks, of course, really important. Once you put on Lyrakas and you have the points here, then spec into this. It depends a little bit when you reach it. I can't remember exactly when the point is. Once you have 3 points into entry points, but once you have it, put 5 points in here to have the bleed stacks up. Glancing blow and 4 more points into here, because this build is not really stationary. You move a lot, and that's why, because we are dual wielding, it's always good to have less damage taken. So this also comes really handy. I think my last point goes into here, and nothing too special. For gear, as I said, full right shards. Sadly, you can only wear them at level 71, but before, like I said, rare daggers are completely fine. Just make sure you get also rare daggers with high critical strike chance implicit. Something like 3-4 is completely fine. I was really lucky on this one on LP, got the crit multi, insane damage boost. Otherwise, like I said, you can level with this one, really strong stuff. This gear that I already have is pretty strong, so yeah, almost min-maxed. A couple points that I could have more in health, something like 2.5 is completely fine to reach. I have a little bit more gear that goes into damage. For example, this one I was really lucky with the additional shurikens. The flat lightning damage is also really strong, and also with the new patch it's super easy to reach 100% lightning conversion. You can get it here, you can get it here, and of course Fulgurite shards also have it, so that's why I didn't went into Charged Steel and Shuriken Storm, because the shock chance I will get on my amulet, and we already have enough flat damage, so we don't really need those nodes in Shuriken Tree. Other than that, increased health would be good. Resistances is really important to get on your gear. It's not that easy to reach high resistances with this build. Pretty much all my idols are also vitality and resistances and health. Normally at the end you could play something like this, 4 of them, where you get a lot more damage, but we don't really need that damage, so I would probably recommend to go full resistance and health here. Amulet, go for flat damage, go for increased damage, go for crit multi, go for lightning pen, and the rest is shred armor and chance to shock. This is like the only place where I got chance to shock pretty much, and the lightning shred is from the blessing. I will go about this later. After that, rings, I usually like to have silver rings on my rogues. This one is okay. The throwing attack speed is more quality of life. It feels better to have more attack speed. This one here is a T6. That's why I went for this one instead of a silver ring. My belt is completely fine. The cleanse, as always, health, lightning damage. You can also get flat throwing damage here, would be even more damage. Those boots are pretty good. Like I said, Lirakas is best in slot for this build. And then Ancient Coin will provide you with a lot of crit chance. This one is also pretty decent. So yeah, as you can see, pretty good gear actually for a level 94 character. Resistances are up. Endurance, I still need the blessing. I have the 16%. Here I even have the normal monolith just to reach the physical. Armor endurance threshold would be better, but this is something I can still chase. I was really lucky here with the crit avoidance, 70%. In combination with the new body armor, you will reach the 100%. And the rest of the blessings, that's pretty much it. Lightning Shred is of course really strong for DPS. You could also go Lightning Resistance, you could also go Lightning Damage, but Lightning Shred will be the best in slot at the end for damage. And this one is also really, really important. It took me a while to get this one, I was really unlucky. It's the throwing damage leech. Sync Strike already provides you with really good like health back mechanic, but of course having leech is just really strong always when you have high numbers like this. And like I said, idols, health, vitality, pretty much the classic setup to reach good defenses. That's pretty much it. I hope I didn't forget anything. Like I said, in my written guide I explained everything, and I will always update it once I try something out new, or if you have any questions. Yeah, thanks for watching again. I hope you have fun with this build. As I said, super strong Bladedancer build, very powerful in endgame. You can farm corruption with it, you can farm T4 bosses with it. I showed you the Soulfire Bastion kill on the written guide. I killed Julra, I killed Lightless Arbor. Those I usually prefer. I actually think that Soulfire is one of the shittiest bosses, so yeah, really strong build, one of the top tier Bladedancer builds for sure. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave comments below, and bye bye, see you soon.